welcome to Sonia's Book Talk, where I talk about 3 books every month in a YouTube video. And today my theme is 1920s. So I have 3 books that take place in the 1920s. I'm going to start with Dollface by Renée Rosen, a novel of the Roaring Twenties. This one I really like, but I can see that maybe female readers would like this, maybe not the male readers so much, because it's kind of a far-fetched, fantastical portrayal. So many things happen to this girl. There are 2 prominent gangsters that are in love with her. One from, it takes place in Chicago, by the way. So a gangster from the north side is in love with her, and then a gangster from the south side falls madly in love with her. And she's like only 18, and she's a nobody, but these guys fall in love with her. But I thought it was fun. The writing had energy, and you might say, oh my gosh, like this wouldn't really happen, but it was just a lot of fun to read. Lots of depictions of the 20s era, and like I said, it takes place in Chicago, so Al Capone makes an appearance. Several famous people make appearances in here. So I enjoyed it. It's a fun read. If you don't take it too seriously, give it a go. So the next one I'm going to talk about is A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. This one actually doesn't take place in America in the 20s, but in Russia in the 1920s. This one is a big book club book. So many book clubs are reading it because so many people are liking it. Because the main character is, he's an aristocrat who, the Bolsheviks took over. So all the aristocrats were out or killed, or in this case, imprisoned, but he's able to live out his sentence at his hotel. So he's basically in house arrest. He can't go outside, but he's an aristocrat. He's kind of princely. He has these manners. So he's kind of a charming character. So a lot of readers like that. And so this book, it doesn't really have a lot of, even though it's like the war, the Bolsheviks, like there's not too much political stuff in here. I thought it got a little long, but I enjoyed it overall. It's there's 4 parts that it's broken up into. I thought maybe the 4th part could have wrapped things up sooner, but I did enjoy it. The writing is pretty lovely. It's and yeah, even though I don't know much about Russia, it was cool. The people that you meet in this book, they're interesting, and you're just transported into Russia in the 1920s. So that's pretty cool. I wanted to talk about that. So, A Gentleman in Moscow. Okay, and finally, my final one, King Khan, The Bizarre Adventures of the Jazz Age's Greatest Impostor by Paul Willetts. This one just came out recently, and I'm all into the 1920s lately, so I picked this up, and I'm not done with it yet, but it's really good. This is basically about a con man, and true story, he, in America around that time, 1920s, a little before, it starts kind of during World War I, and then goes a few decades. He falsely impersonated like a famous Indian celebrity, various just fake personalities. He was from vaudeville, so he had all this acting ability, and he used it to, do these scams. And I like how it talks about just the times, like vaudeville, for instance, medicine shows. I don't know if you've heard of that, where it was basically like a traveling home shopping network, and they would sell these medicine, these like basically that were just sometimes not even good for you, but sometimes just basic vitamins or herbs or something, and then they would say that it was a miracle cure. So he was involved in some of those where they, tried to say, yeah, drink this and you'll be totally healthy and live to be 100. So some of those things from that time period are pretty cool to read about. And he got away with a lot because when America was still young, we didn't have a national newspaper yet. We didn't have so many things in place that were like he wouldn't be able to get away with this today, obviously. So it's fun to kind of think about that. So that's the nonfiction and 2 fiction books for today. Come by and get them, and I think that's it. Join me next time. Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the Stickney-Forest View Public Library's YouTube channel. Also, like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The Stickney-Forest View Public Library District, where great things happen.